Welcome back. All right. So these are just fitted together. This I actually think goes to the wing. This is the way it fits in there, and it doesn't line up. So this is actually part of the wing. It'd be F2A and F6A is all part of the wing. But this is just sitting in here. I'm gonna pull this out. I'm gonna glue this up. Find my brush here. And last night I did the rear tail wheel mount. I did glue that on. It just slides into those 3 slots and glues in. And I clamped it overnight. That is F23. Just so you know, I did do that off camera. So it sounds like New York got hammered this snow. Something about people broke into a school to stay warm. I guess they're not gonna do nothing about them because it was part of survival. But I understand it. A group of people broke in to stay warm because they were stranded in their cars. They were willing to pay for the damages, I guess, because they needed bathrooms and food and warmth mainly. You know, ran out of fuel. Something like that. I guess that was in New York. One of the few places I've never been there in California. Used to want to see the Statue of Liberty. I have no interest in going there anymore. Been to Washington, D.C., been to Norfolk, Virginia, to the Naval Yard before. Been to Alaska quite a few times. Yellowstone, Lumberman's Monument. Or Lumberman's Monument here in Michigan. I mean, Mount Rushmore. Been to Mount Rushmore. Beautiful place. Really like. We wanted to go see the Indian that they're building out there by Mount Rushmore. That they're carving into a rock. They actually recommended when we were there not to go out to it, I guess, because I think they were dynamiting it, the rock or something. Something like that. I remember they recommended us not going over there to see Crazy Horse, that's it. To see Crazy Horse. Alright. These are, there's an angle cut on there. I had to cut. I did that off camera because it goes down to this back. The way it goes in there. It tapers back down to that, so there's a couple different cuts there. I used a knife, sheared it this way with the knife, set it there where I needed it. And then sheared it with the knife. Then it goes up to, what is this, F5. It goes up to that. So I gotta cut it here. I should put that in there, make sure it fits good. Oh yeah. Tight. Make sure it's flush. Dropped it. Paper towel around here and Kleenex something. I had to glue these together too. This 3 foot weren't long enough. So, and of course I didn't wear a mask, so I'm gonna probably play heck for that later. I'll probably pay for it later. Hopefully it doesn't do nothing to me this time. The CA. You don't know if I start coughing a lot on video. building so much I haven't caught up on my videos. I like watching some other guys. Not too many. There's like no building videos out there for planes. But there's my Self-Reliance. I like watching his stuff. My wife likes watching him build log cabins. A lot of noise outside. So what happens, live in a modular home park. I call it modular home park. Doesn't work. I think they call them the trailer parks. But can't see modular home park. So I think it is. They charge enough so it's fancy. They should think it's lot rents. Ridiculous. A lot of us in here own our own houses, modular homes. We just pay lot rent. I don't know if that's all over the country or if that's just something pretty common here in Michigan, especially in the lower part. The lower half of the lower Michigan is pretty common, I guess. I know down in Florida, there's some down there too. I've never owned one down there. Rented one before. Actually, I don't know if I did rent it. I think I took one of our travel trailers down there and stayed in one for a couple weeks on one vacation. Kind of learned it wasn't worth it to take the travel trailer down for one vacation to Florida. Even though it was for like 2 or 3 weeks. You can get rooms for so much cheaper. And the gas it costs, the fuel it costs to haul it down there. Take your house with you. But I guess it's not too bad. I mean, I had fun doing it. Back when my kids were still with us, we did it. I think the extra I paid in fuel, because I don't think I had a diesel back then, to haul it down with gas. After 9/11, I remember it was pretty ridiculous. What I paid for staying in the RV park down there, or the modular, it's pretty much just there's full-time people that live in there, or the one we stayed in. And we just rented it a lot for a couple weeks, 3 weeks or something. I remember it was, by the time we paid for fuel, we probably could have stayed in the motel for the whole same amount back then. Maybe not now, but motel prices aren't too bad anymore though. I was kind of surprised that we just went to Florida to visit family. think it could have been a lot more expensive. It was actually pretty reasonable for a motel. Of course, there wasn't a whole lot of people down there either, though. They considered it the off season this time of the year. All around Ormond Beach and Daytona. We had a few nice days. It was pretty windy. Never did go in the ocean or nothing. Seen the surfers though do it. Quite a few surfers. Just touching some of this up now and I can see it. It's flipped over. Maybe what I missed. This Gorilla Glue dry is pretty transparent, so to tell you the truth, I don't think it's much heavier than the CA by the time it's done. Time it dries, I don't think it's much heavier. Might be heavy when it's wet, but when it dries, I think it's pretty. I think it's definitely stronger. At least this can flex them, I think. CA, it don't flex at all, it just snaps. Do some of these up here now. Around this cone. Dry fit it all. Man, that's stiff. I should have dry fitted it. I believe this is that basswood, a little harder than balsa, not quite a bit harder than balsa. But it's heavier too. A few more sticks of it. I still have one more strainer to put back here. 2. So yeah, my motor for this came in today. Pretty happy for that. Happy with it. I haven't run it or nothing yet. That wasn't smart. Probably should cut these ahead of time until at least it dries. I know one of the clamps fell off, but I think that part of it's all set up. So what happened was it's not in the stand. I didn't do what I said I was going to do and drill a hole in the lower part of this block and stick it in it. That probably would have been a good idea. those are in. See if this pizza's on. Nope. See if I move. Could be 1, 2. So yeah, the radio, it's a ASP400 radio, 5-cylinder, converted to gas. Yeah, it came with the pump. This is it. It's got the ring around it, carbureted. Came with the ignition, CDI boxes. The CDI box, all the plugs are in them. And a pump, fuel pump, and motor mounts, or bolts. Electric fuel pump. I imagine if anywhere's going to be the failure of it, it's probably going to be if that pump quits. CDI, if I, Yep, I got that off RC Groups. So we'll see how. See how she runs. Don't know what prop I'm going to use on it. It says you can use use an 1810 to a 28.8 propeller for it. I guess that's when it's glow. I imagine it runs a lot better. Should have, I don't know if it increased the horsepower, but it might, with it being converted to gas now. It definitely should run better, that's for sure. He gave me pictures of it running, or videos of it running, and so far I'm happy with it. We will see how good it goes. I mean, my original plan was to run a motor that I had. I was going to run just a DA50 in it. And or DLE 50, I think I have DA, I think, 2 of them. But I'm going to run DLE 50 in it until I saw this and bought it. have to admit it'd be tempting to, if you could get an ARF, to run an ARF over, but it ain't gonna be the quality of what this is gonna be, the longevity of what this plane's gonna be. I am gonna fiberglass it, the 3/4 ounce. I have some of that already. I have quite a bit of fiberglass I bought a long time ago. Actually, a lot of it's probably left over from Dusty, but I know I still got it. I've seen it. So I'll fiberglass it. Fiberglass the wings, paint it. Still undecided what paint scheme I'm gonna go with on this one. I like the silver. There's one of these out there that's painted silver. I like that, but I also really like I think I'm gonna go with blue. But I don't think I'm gonna do those at Lucky. Whatever, I'm not gonna do that. I'm thinking about actually going Red Bull scheme. Doing the Red Bull. Paint it. The girl I talked about before was supposed to paint this plane. I'm actually closer to her. I want to contact her and see if she wants to airbrush this one. See if she's got time. Now she lives in Ohio, so I actually don't know if they even still live there. He was I remember, an airplane mechanic, I think it was. All right. Well, pretty much we got all the stringers in. I really need that elevator control, not elevator control, rudder control stuff to come in. So I can put the rods in, run these rods through it, or one. I haven't decided if I'm going to use one for the elevator too, and just run both elevators off one forward. Because I don't know how he did this back here. How he planned, how he originally done it, because it doesn't show anything in the plans. The little few pictures he has online. The pictures I seen of this is, I seen a skeleton, and then he shows pictures of the back here, and mostly covered. Most of the fuselage is covered. He has a center section built, but I don't think it's complete. And I don't think he had any of the outer wings done on the pictures. No pictures of the outer wings, but he has a center section. I think why he did the 3-piece wing is so the retracts are in this section, and you don't have to have a stand for this, so then you can leave the retracts out and it can set right on the retracts. So all you have to do is put the big outer. That's why he went with the 3-piece wing, to put the outer on it. The outer section's on. It'll be easier to transport, easier to tie down, being like that. Because I think the other version, the wing is all 1-piece wing. The 100-inch wing, that's a big wing. I have a wing over there from this one. I mean, it's up here standing up. I mean, that's a big wing, and it's hard to get that around. I know my 100cc yak, it's really hard to get it in and out of this house because I don't have a garage to keep it in here. That's why I'm in my hobby room. My wife's hobby room's on the other side, and we have a storage bedroom that we use just for storing stuff. So all my planes is in my wife's hobby room. Great wife. Let me store my stuff in her hobby room while I work on this. Yeah. So, all right. Well, I'm gonna probably end this one here. By looking at it, there is a block that goes solid back here, and it looks like you cut it out for the gear doors out of it. It's like a solid, I'm not sure how he did it. It's a solid block that goes across here, and then you shape it, and then it looks like he cuts the gear doors out, notches it out, and then builds the gear doors and recesses them and stuff. I still got to figure that out, how I want to do that. On the top, which is underneath here, there's a piece that goes all the way down from the front to the back. And the rudder has to spar through it, and then the rudder control sticks through it. Which, I mean, I can get a pencil in there and mark it before I glue it on and attach it to the top, because that's got to be shaped too. So that's like, what, 1.5 inches, 2 inches by probably at least a half, maybe 3/4 piece that goes on there all the way down to here. So, and it has to be rounded. Yeah, and probably shaped a little bit different, not quite rounded around this, the elevator controls here. I seen how he did it, how he shaped it. It doesn't really, I don't know, I haven't looked at the pictures scaled recently, but it didn't look scaled to me the way it should be, and the way he did it, the way he shaped his. So, but, and even his floor in here, cockpit floor, he doesn't have it way down here. He's got it way up here. He put it all the way up, just almost level with the top of the sides of where the bottom of the canopy comes. Look like his was, I mean, it's just down that far. His floor, he didn't, maybe to get more room to put servos in here for that back, because the servos are up here, tray. And like I said, that controls, that tube won't go that far. It's got to come from here for the rudder. Then the elevator will be back, or right about there. I mean, that's behind the canopy. You might be able to push it to get to the canopy, into the below the canopy here. But it's going to be underneath your wing bolts, your servo wheel. So that, or you put a servo back in the back here, just for your elevator. It's a short control rod, if there's room for your tail wheel to clear. Maybe that's, I'm not sure how he did your elevator, how he planned on the elevator. I know there's a servo here, it shows one, but it doesn't show nothing in the back of the plans. Or no servos or nothing. There's no, he doesn't have it on there how he did it. I mean, I could can see the rudder being run in one of these. But the elevator is a little bit, I mean, that's important. You don't want no flex, you don't want no nothing in that elevator. That's the, besides the engine, I would say the elevator is one of the second most important control on this plane. Because even if your ailerons go out, one of them, the other one you can compensate for it. And if they go out, both of them go out, you can still steer with your rudder. But up and down, I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's just, so we'll see. We'll see when we get there. See you guys later.